Hey everyone, this is Elisha Gegg. I'm an ambassador diamond with It Works. Guys, I'm so freaking excited for this training video I got for you today. Myself and some other rock star leaders are going to show you and give you tips and advice on how to launch your new distributor. So along with me, I have Presidential Diamond Erica Homeyer. Wave to everybody.
Oh, hello.
And then I have Triple Diamonds Krissy Mueller, Amber Crowe, and Lauren Murphey. So guys, we're really excited to do this, and I'm just going to go ahead and get the ball rolling and get started. So you've signed a new distributor and you're wondering how to get them started and how to help them along their journey and help them reach their goals. And we've all been there, and we've all experienced some success and experienced some failures in how to exactly really help them and really help launch their business. So in our history and in our time that we've been with the company, we've been able to put together a list of things that work for us. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to help show you guys what has offered us success. So one of the first things that I do when I start a new distributor is I want to set up a one-on-one Zoom with them as soon as I can. Whether it be that same day or the next day, I want to get a one-on-one Zoom, and I want to, or a FaceTime, whatever works. And I want to ask them, and this is going to be my chance to ask what their why is. Why did they really get into this business? What do they hope to get out of the business? So why/goals. Then another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show them the steps to success. I know that they've probably have already seen it, whether they've, you talking back and forth with them in messages, or they've watched an online video, but I'm really just going to ask them to go and print their own steps to success. That way they have that in front of them. This is also going to be my chance to really cast the vision with them. Really let them know what they have their hands on, what they can accomplish with this business, and what it's accomplished for me and my family. The last thing that I'm going to do on that Zoom is I'm going to do an eSuite tutorial. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to allow them to see my eSuite. I'm going to go into it. I'm going to show them how to get off commission hold whenever they log into their eSuite, and I'm going to show them all the documents and the important information that we have on our eSuite, as well as all the training videos. I'm going to show them how to get on too. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. I'm also going to send out them a welcome email, and this is just a really excited, like, I'm so happy to have you on my team. And while I'm not going to actually read the welcome email to you today, what I am going to do is I'm going to provide you with that welcome email later on, and you can see exactly what I say to all of my new distributors in that email. The second thing is I'm going to do a launch party within their first 7 days. So whether that's them doing it in their house or we're going to do it online, I'm going to offer myself basically to do a launch party with them. So whether I am going to actually go to their house and do it with them, or I'm going to be online and do a Zoom and talk to their guests, or however that might be. But I want to get that on the books as soon as possible, because you do not have to have your kit to actually run or to have a launch party. I'm also going to provide them with post ideas. So I want them to make an announcement on social media. I want them to let their friends and family know that they are now an It Works distributor. And I'm going to provide them with a couple of different post ideas or announcement posts for them that they can choose from and use for their announcement post. Again, this is something that I'm not going to actually go over today, but I will provide you guys with a few of those ideas that I have that I like to give my new distributors. The next thing, guys, and this is just a checklist. And one thing that I want to make sure that I clarify is that I'm not throwing all of this information onto them at once. This is a checklist. You come to me and we do the one-on-one Zoom. The next thing I'm going to do is we're going to do the launch party. I'm not going to throw this on to you all immediately as soon as you become a distributor. That's way overwhelming. and can sometimes like make them want to take a step back. So this is all like little bits and pieces at a time, which I think is important to know. I offer them a 72-hour contest challenge. So within their first 72 hours, I'm going to say, you sign up your first 4 loyal customers within 72 hours, I'm going to buy you an It Works t-shirt. And I know that not all of us can afford that. Say you're new in the business, you don't have to buy them a new It Works t-shirt, but what if you were to offer them a stack of Blitz cards? So you can offer whatever it is that is affordable for you to offer. I provide them with a list of leaders to follow that I really look up to in the business and that have been successful. And I really like this one. One thing that I've been doing with all of my new distributors has been out and telling them to go out and get a notebook. And this is going to be their 100s list notebook. This is it. Nothing else goes in it besides their 100s list. And what I tell them to do is go on the eSuite, go in the document section, and go to the memory jogger and just start writing people's names down. And you're going to continually have this 100s list that you're going to refer back to. You're going to continually be adding people's names to this 100s list. And for me, that's just been super beneficial to have. Another thing that I like to do with that 100s list and with whenever they get their new kit is have them to get the new product catalog and go through it. Some people like to do like post-it notes or whatever. I just say, hey, grab a Sharpie, grab a pen, start going through these products because we have a lot of different products. Start going through the products, read them, and as soon as you think of somebody's name, when you see that product, write their name down. And this is what we're going to, you're going to take that and you're going to go a step further and you're going to message those people that you wrote down and you're going to ask them if they would be a loyal customer for you. So this is a great way to get, number one, familiar with all the products, and number two, grab yourself some loyal customers. And last and certainly not least, I have a few different training videos that I like to send out to my new distributors to have them watch. I know all of us participated in a training video not that long ago that was amazing that I like to shoot out to them. So that's mostly what I do. And I know that we all do things differently. And I think that's the beauty of this business. These girls are going to talk and I'm probably going to learn something from them. And that's okay. I've been in the business for 6 years, but I'm still willing to have an open mind and to learn from all of us. So Erica, I'm going to pass the mic on over to you if you want to share how you launch a new distributor.
Okay, awesome. So I took a lot of that. I love the notebook, the 100s list. I mean, again, like you said, there is always something new that we're learning. And what is so nice is this is where those sideline relationships really come in handy, and upline, downline guys, like these types of things, these lunches, these Zooms. So I'm loving this. Okay, so I do a lot of the same kind of things, but I'm very simple with what I do with my new distributors. So I tell them, okay, great, you've signed up, now we're going to put your first Facebook post out. And so I give them a couple options of Facebook posts, and I tell them, hey, pick one. You can tag me in your post. Let me know as soon as you get it done so that I can help you answer any questions. Guys, this may seem super overwhelming, right? Because they don't know anything about the products or anything like that. I tell them, do your post first, and I'm going to walk you through each question that you get. I'm going to walk you through each message that you're going to get, and you're just going to figure out my lingo and what works for you. So I let them know, hey, I want you to make that post, and I'm going to keep my phone on me, and we're going to go through this together as things come up. So that can kind of change depending on the person, depending on the feedback that they get and things like that. But I tell them we cannot be incognito. We have to be out and proud and say we are an It Works girl or an It Works guy. So I make that Facebook post priority number one. I also do send out a welcome email, so they get that too. That welcome email just kind of goes through like what is BV, what's PBV, just has some very basic lingo stuff because again, that's really overwhelming. And then it also has some training videos on there. I think it probably has the same training video that we all use, which I think we've all even gotten better looking. We need to maybe up this new video, but I use that. And then what I do is I add all of my new distributors, say from February. Okay, so I have 4 new distributors in February, and I have them all in a group message together. And I welcome my new person to that. And at the top of the message, it says February DTs. And so it just allows everyone to kind of like get a group and kind of get a sideline right out of the gate. It allows them to ask questions maybe on there that they're a little intimidated by the group pages. Because, you know, guys, like that's super overwhelming to say, okay, what's BV? And you've got these huge elaborate questions that people are asking. And so I really utilize that message board. I put, hey, here's the family night or Sunday night call, just really simple things. And I use that. And I even go back to it. Like I was just actually talking on my group from October 2016 DTs, just checking in with them. Okay. But so I do that every month. One last thing that I really offer them, I also make them do a launch party either online or in person within 7 days. And I make that like very clear, like, guys, we got to do this. Let's get this on the books. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. So I do that within 7 days. But one of the last things that I do is I tell them, any distributor that you sign up in the next 30 days is going to get my one-on-one attention just as you are. So if you have friends, family members who you want to do this business with, and you really want to kind of learn it together, then let's sign them in the first 30 days. And then I allow them to add any of them, to our February like distributors. And I let them, even if they say, so my girl who I signed last week, if she signs even a distributor into March, okay, if it's within her 30 days, we add them to that February group. And we just kind of keep them together. So I just tell them, hey, 30 days, let's go sign some distributors. And they're going to be on that path with us. And I'm going to be holding their hand along with yours. So really, really simple. But that's kind of what I do to kind of kickstart a new distributor.
Awesome. Love it. Krissy, you want to take the mic?
I would love to. So I feel like I have a lot of the same ideas of you guys, but like a little different at the same time. Very first things first, and this is whenever someone is signing up, I'll tell them, okay, as soon as you're finished, send me a screenshot of your completion, like where it says customer ID, order number. So that's where I'm going to explain to them, okay, you see that customer ID, that's going to be how you're going to log into your eSuite, and your eSuite is your back office, because for a new distributor, eSuite is kind of like a little bit of a foreign word, a little bit for them. So I'm going to walk them through logging in. And the very first thing I make them do is remove the commission hold. I explain to them like, okay, this is how we're going to get your website live, because we need your website working. I need you to go ahead and fill out this red box. It's just going to confirm your information. Let's remove your commission hold and get your website live, so that way we can start using that. So that's the very first thing that I do with them. The next thing that I do with them is I send them the welcome email. With that, I just break down your first goal, loyal customer, 4 of them. Here's what a loyal customer is. And then I think I have a list of like 10 or 12 different leaders to follow on Facebook. And then I have a couple of training videos to send. Again, I think we all probably use the same training videos. And then once I do that, I try to get them on the phone, FaceTime, phone call, Zoom, whatever it is, in the first 24 hours. And that's because I want to be able to break down this email with them, so that way I can walk them through it, and just also let them know, like, use it as a resource, but not something to overwhelm you and you feel like you got to do all of this right now. But immediately after I get them on the phone, I'm going to let them know, okay, I'm going to add you to a couple of team pages on Facebook. These are a great resource. Show them how to use the team pages. But I'm also adding them to one team page in particular. And what this is, it's called a new distributor welcome group. So I have myself and 2 other leaders on my team. We created this group, and it has 10 different tasks and goals on there. And at the very top of the page, we have just a little welcome post. It's a picture of us 3 girls together, and just explaining who we are as their upline and what this group is for. So I'm going to go through and just give you what these 10 tasks are real quick. So that way, if you want to be able to make this group for you and your downline, you can do that too. So let me pull this up real quick. Okay, so the first one, and I have a picture with all of these, and it shows, like, what I would do is just have a screenshot of where we are in the eSuite. Like, this is what it's going to look like. So the very first task is the step 1, which is the commission hold, which all of mine already have that finished, because I do that immediately after they get done signing up. Step 2 is going to be the It Works U tab within their eSuite. Step 3 is learning the lingo. So what I did, I just created a picture that talks about BV, GV, commission qualified, what a distributor and what a loyal customer is. Step 4 just highlights some of our top products. So if you go to the It Works Global Facebook page or the Pinterest page, you're actually going to see some professional photos of each of our products. So it's going to have Ultimate Body Applicator. This is what it does. And so I just included our top products in there: the wrap, the greens, the defining gel, hair, skin, and nails. And I think that might have been it. Maybe there's ThermoFit and Fat Fighters as well. And then step 5 just talks about the different ways that we make money: commissions, bonuses, wrap cash, promotional bonuses, weekly bonuses, all that good stuff. Step 6 talks about getting connected, how we have our Sunday night family call, our Monday night show me the money call, and then also has them download the Zoom app, because we all know how much we use Zoom. And I let them know whenever I added them to this group, like, use this group as a resource, but don't feel like you need to do all of these steps right now. It's just a resource for them to go to get some extra training. And then the next ones are a couple of challenges. So challenge 1 is just putting the customer service number in their contacts on their phone, because they're going to need to use that. And then challenge 2 actually gives them 3 different posts that they can do for their first post on social media. And then it also lets them know, tag your upline in this, so that way they can help you answer any questions if anybody comments on there. Challenge 3 talks about the 4 loyal customers and trying to get them in your first 48, 72 hours. Step 7 talks about the 3 different ways that they can have their family and friends get the products: retail customer, loyal customer, distributor, and just breaks down what each of those 3 different things are. Task 8 talks about auto ship, why it is so important. Task 9 talks about how to enroll a loyal customer. So it has step-by-step pictures on, you can send them to your website to order it, or you can go into your website, click orders, enroll a new customer, just breaks down how to enroll that new customer. And then task 10 talks about wrap rewards. They're going to get those for every 2 loyal customer. And then that's it. So that's all we have in this new distributor welcome group. And we'll have new team members tag their new distributors in just that pinned post at the top that explains to them, just follow the numbers, here are your leaders, and lets them know, if you have any questions, let me know. So I have all the commenting turned off on all of these posts except for the pinned posts. So that way they're going to their upline to be able to talk to with their questions and whatnot. So I add them to that. And even though on there we have 3 different posts that they can use for their first post on social media, I actually personally give all of my new distributors their first post, but not only their first post, I actually give them every day, I'll give them a new post to put out on social media. And the reason I do that is because I'll give them this post and I'll say, this is why I'm doing this post. And so I'm explaining like why this is a good post to put out today. So I'll give them 1 to 2 different posts to use for the first week. Beyond that first week, I tell them to utilize my page and the leaders that I suggested that they follow on Facebook to get different post ideas. Let's see here. Oh, I also tell them anytime somebody messages them, even though they might feel comfortable, sorry if you can hear my dog whining in the background, even if they feel comfortable messaging people, I want them to go ahead and send me a screenshot of all of their messages. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be able to walk them through the conversations, the lingo, the verbiage, and how to seal the deal with their customers. And then the last thing that I have them do is purchase a planner. Stop it. Purchase a planner from just the dollar store or Walmart, Target, somewhere cheap like that, getting a planner, getting a notebook, and I'm going to walk them through following up with people in their first week, 2 weeks, 30 days. So kind of explain the importance of why it's important to follow up with people. I want to add something that I do not do is I don't tag my new distributors in a lot of posts because I am here to train them. I'm not here to just send them to a team page and have them read these mile-long different tips and whatnot. These pages are a utilization for them to utilize but not for me to go ahead and just tag all my new distributors in it, because it is overwhelming. And while I might have said a lot of things here, I do all of them kind of spread out among their first week or 2 weeks or whatnot. I'm not throwing all of this at them right away. And so I think it's important to kind of think about your new distributor. It's a child on the other end. So you want to hold their hand for a little bit. But then after like I get done with my first 30 days of intense training, they're on their own, and I'm just here as a resource for them. I'm not here to hold their hand throughout the rest of the journey, because at the end of the day, it's up to them if they're going to do this business, not up to me. So that's what I got there.
I love that. And I love that you and Erica both said that you have them tag you in their first few posts. I don't do that enough, but it does. It allows you to, number one, see that they're posting, and two, help them. I love that.
Yeah, and I want to add that if they don't tag me in it, what I do is I go and turn on my notifications for that post. I want to see what comments they're getting and how they can respond to it. And so that way I'll let them know, don't answer any of these questions in the thread here. I want you to private message each person, and let's go ahead and create that relationship or work on that relationship with that person, and not having all the answers just in this thread here.
I love that. Yes, that's so good. Okay, Amber, I know that you and Krissy also, you do that page together, but what other tips and advice do you do when you have a new distributor?
Well, since I was raised by Krissy, I have followed in her footsteps very, very closely. One thing I do a little bit differently, when I am talking with a potential distributor, I go ahead and find out their why then and how much money they're looking to make. And that way I know if they're looking for just an extra $500 a month, they're probably not going to jump in gung-ho. I know that if they're wanting to be a stay-at-home mom in the next 6 months, they're ready to run. So that kind of gives me a heads up from the beginning of how much info they can handle at one time. So as soon as I get them signed up, I go ahead and send out that welcome email and have them, read over that. And then we message back and forth if they have any questions, or get on the phone and go over any questions they may have from that. I have them go ahead and do the training, the It Works You training videos, add them to the new distributor page that Krissy was just talking about, and go ahead and make their first Facebook post. All that I try to do within just a couple hours of them signing up. And that way they don't get signed up and disappear. So once they have set up, they've made their first post, I do the same thing. I go on and turn on my notifications if I haven't been tagged, and I watch their comments. And that way I can kind of message with them back and forth to help with wording. I know for me, wording is kind of the key to this business. So I like to make sure that they're very comfortable answering questions and keeping it very simple, not giving them more information than what they're asking for. The next thing I do is have them go ahead and set up their launch party and challenge them to get their first 4 loyal customers, and stop there. Because at that point, they've made their post, they've got a party set up, and I want to talk them through getting those first 4 loyal customers. If they do it within the first 48 hours, I know, I can kind of give them a good bit of information, get them started, and work on those steps to success. If they have a hard time getting their first 4 loyal customers, I know I need to take a step back, go over a lot of product information, and really help them get started a little slower. So that's about it. I keep everything very, very simple. The only other thing that I make sure I do is celebrate every single win, from them signing up to getting their first 2 loyal customers, to getting their first 4 loyal customers. I try to, they hit the 400 club. I try to really do, celebrate them on social media, because I know when I started and I got, my first shout out post from Krissy, it was like I could have gone ambassador that day, just having that shout out for getting my first loyal customer. I felt like I was on top of the world. So I like to make sure that I do that. And that's about it. I try to start them pretty slow, keep it simple, and just help them get those first 4.
I love it. Love it. All right, Miss Lauren.
Okay, so I too do the exact same page that Krissy and Amber use. It's the same exact wording and verbiage. I don't know how that happened. So I do that. I'm not going to spend time talking about that. Another thing that I did, so for those of you that work full-time still in this business and you're trying to launch new distributors, I recorded a Zoom just like this. Doing a new distributor training, and in my team page I have this post or this posted in my team page. So when a new distributor starts, I tag them in it and I say, hey, watch through this. And you guys, it's the basic stuff. It goes through. I shared my screen and I log into my own website. I walk them through, how do you log into your website? Here's the It Works You tab. This is what where you're gonna want to start. I go over what's PBV, what's BV, what's GV, all that. So that video takes them through like the basic things that when you started and you were like, okay, now what? I also take them to the website, the It Works Product Coach, to show them how to utilize that. And then also the different products so that they can go through, and I show them how they can push more info so they can see all what's in everything. Because I'm sure those of you who have distributors on your team, some of the main questions that come at the beginning are, what would you suggest for this? Does greens have caffeine? Does, all that. I go over products that are safe for breastfeeding and nursing. And then basically that's the new distributor training that I have recorded on a Zoom. I did this not to keep it personal, but simply because my goal is to enroll, 6 or 7 distributors a month, and working full time, it's very hard to, and you can get yourself overwhelmed as a distributor if you feel like you're constantly running new distributor trainings. After that, then I add them to the page. The Go Ruby as Fast as Possible page is what it's called for me. Or for my team, and it's the same thing Krissy and Amber spoke to. And then I do something similar to Elisha with challenging them to get their first 4 loyal customers in 72 hours. If they do complete that, I let them pick a full price product for me that they want, because I have a lot of different products on hand. So I let them pick a product that they want, and then I set up their launch party. That was huge for me. When I started this business, I was not going to go gung-ho in this business. And Erica literally harassed me, not only to join, but then to have my launch party. And so she had my launch party, and that's how I went Ruby. And so I was not going to have a launch party. And again, I only had a launch party because Erica kept on me about it. So I will consistently touch base with my new distributors. When is your launch? When is your launch? Let's get it on the books. You're not going to do anything. I'm bringing everything. And I also, you guys, I am very busy as well. But, one of the things that I do is if they're within driving distance to me, I have a launch party in 2 weeks and it's in Springfield, Missouri, and I am driving there. I have a launch in Wisconsin on Monday. And I'm driving there for it but I tell them that, and I say, so can you really get that commitment to have at least 5 people there? Can you have 5 people at your party? And this isn't just something for people to not show up to. And so if they can commit to you that there's gonna be 5+ people there, make that drive, because it will change their business and yours, of course. And so that's a really big deal. I think that I really love the in-person trainings launches. So that's huge. And it definitely something that I focus on with my new distributors. And then I basically just tell them, anytime somebody messages you right now about the business, about products, if you think they're remotely talking about It Works, screenshot it to me in a text message, and I will tell you exactly what to say back. And I feel that is some people need that from me for honestly 4 months, and some people need that from me for 2 weeks. That's the best way that works for me, because I can get back to them whenever I have a second in between working. And as all of us do different things, whether we're stay-at-home moms and our kids are playing and it's not the time to write back. So that's a really good way that I can manage through that for me. And then, let's see, I had one more thing. Okay, I guess not. All right, that's it. So those are the biggest things that I do with launching a new distributor and making sure that they feel successful from the start. Oh, the last thing that I tell all my distributors, this is what it is. I tell them that my pace is going to match theirs. And I tell them, like, you know, if you're going to be successful in this, I am here simply to teach you what you don't know, but I'm not going to beg you to do this business. You joined, you're responsible for your own success. And if you're messaging me, you are never annoying me. I love it when my phone is blowing up from a new distributor. So I make sure that they know that, but I also remind them, but I'm never going to be texting you and reminding you to post on social media or to put up your why post. Like, I'm giving you every resource you need. So I want you to understand we're making a commitment to one another right now. I'm not giving up on you, but I'm also not begging you to do this business. You didn't start this because you wanted a boss. You started this because you wanted to be your own boss. So you need to hold yourself accountable. And I feel like sometimes people are a little like, okay, you know, right from the get-go, but it really sets the tone for the way this is going to work. You are going to be responsible for your own success, and I'm going to help you, but I'm also not going to, you know, I'm going to put my energy into finding somebody else who wants to run, not begging you to post. So that's the last thing that I kind of end when we have one of those like initial conversations. So
and
that's it.
Mic drop.
Yes.
So, guys, so amazing. So amazing. There's absolutely no doubt like to why each of you got to where you are. Like, this is awesome. I think everybody that's watching this is going to gain so much knowledge and tips from it. One thing that I want to end with, guys, is this business is simple. Don't overcomplicate it and think that you have to take what I do, and you have to take what Erica does, and you have to take what Amber and Krissy and Lauren do. You don't have to take everything that we do and make it everything that you do. But what you can do is you can grab tidbits from what I do, and tidbits from what Erica does, and tidbits from and these other three, and just make it your own. Keep this business so simple. It's not complicated. Do not overcomplicate this business. So thank you guys so much. Like I mentioned earlier, we are going to take this a step forward, and I'm going to compile a file that will have like post ideas for our new distributors and welcome emails and anything that we like to just shoot out to our new distributors. So I'll put that all together and we'll put it in a file and we'll share it with each of you that are watching. So Lauren, you're on 2 of our okay. Thank you, ladies, so much for doing this, for doing it for our teams. I know that they will absolutely just love this and gain so much from it. So have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys all soon.